Happening today at the state capitol, Governor Gavin Newsom is going to be delivering his last State of the State address.
That's right. His speech definitely coming at a critical point for politics, really California, for a couple of different reasons. One of them, the massive budget shortfall that's happening. Fox 40's Chloe Curtis is live at the state capitol with more. Chloe, there's other topics that he's going to address today. What are some of those?
Governor Gavin Newsom is expected to talk more directly about that budget shortfall that you mentioned. This after the Legislative Analyst Office projected an $18 billion deficit, although Governor Gavin Newsom could share his own projection of what that shortfall could look like over the next year or so. Homelessness is also going to be another big topic of conversation here at the State of the State address. This morning, we also got some updated numbers from the governor's office about what they say are improvements that have been made in the state over the last year, especially. One of those is what they say is a 9% drop in the number of unsheltered homeless people in California. The governor also says in 18 months, the state has lined up nearly 70% of the new treatment beds in slots promised under Prop 1, and he claims more than 19,000 encampments have been removed since 2021. Newsom is also expected to talk about what his administration is doing to counter President Trump's agenda, an agenda he says is harming California. And ahead of today's address, members of both parties are already weighing in.
It's not about fighting against anything. It's about fighting for things. You know, what are the things that Californians actually need? How are we going to improve their quality of life? How do we get them access to health care, quality education, improve the environment, housing, all of those things, and of course, affordability.
My concern is that it will be very much a campaign speech talking about California only insofar as it might assist his profile outside of California.
And this speech is set to get underway inside the Assembly chamber around 10:30 this morning. We'll have more updated coverage starting at 11 a.m. And then our Capitol correspondent, Aton Wallace, will not only be covering that meeting and bringing us a recap of all the topics and issues discussed, but he will also be sharing reaction from both sides of the aisle on Fox 40 later this afternoon and in our evening newscast. For now, reporting live in Sacramento, covering local news that matters, Chloe Curtis, Fox 40 News.